I tell my husband a joke and he really, really likes it, I should not ever tell that shit again. It'll never work. If he doesn't like my joke, or even better, if he doesn't understand it, I should write that down. It will kill every time. It's so predictable. It's awesome. That's my husband. All right, we're going to move on to the next comedian. And sometimes you're on the internet and you're head of the stand-up comedians page and you meet comics, sometimes from the mainland, sometimes from other countries. So I met this guy from Australia, and here he is tonight. Let's give it up for the awesome Kieran Nichols.
Woo! Get excited! How are we feeling tonight? Oh, fantastic! That's what I like to hear. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to start tonight with a bit of an embarrassing story that happened to me a while ago. And I know a lot of comedians come up and they say, "Oh, this story happened," and it's bullshit. This, unfortunately, is 100% real. It happened to me a few weeks ago at a gig back home. And I was there, and there's another comedian there as well. And let's just, for the story, we'll call her Sophie. Because that's her real name, so it's much easier for me. But no, I was out there and there was a break and I walked out and she's out there and she goes, "Oh, Kieran!" I'm like, "Oh, hey!" And she walks over with open arms. So I go in, I give her a hug. I'm like, "Oh, how you been? It's been ages." She's like, yeah. Actually, I was talking to the person behind you. And so at this point I realized she had no fucking clue who I was. And sure enough, there's a big guy behind me just looking and thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Which just goes to prove that there are way too many Kierans in comedy. And the shit thing about it is, not one of them is famous. Like, that's the kind of shit I could deal with, because then I might put a poster on a wall somewhere, and someone will walk past, and be like, "Hey, there's that Kieran, that really good guy." And then they're stuck watching me. I wouldn't mind that. But I've decided to be the Kieran that changes that, ladies and gentlemen, because I've decided to become famous myself. And I realize it's actually quite easy. I'm not sure why more people haven't done it. All you have to do to be famous is make a quote. Yeah, have you ever read a greatest quote book? It's full of famous people. You know, you get there and it's like, "I don't regret the things I've done, but those I did not do." Steve from Waikiki. So I decided to make my own quote, ladies and gentlemen. You can use this on your Facebook, you can tattoo it on your body, do whatever you want with it. Here it is. If anybody ever tells you that you're not brave, just remember that every year, 30,000 people in America alone are either injured or die on the toilet. That's 440 times more dangerous than swimming with sharks anywhere else in the world. And you guys do that shit at least once a day. That's pretty fucking brave to me. Kieran Nichols, 19th of 1990. Till, at that point, just guess my death date. Never know, you might be able to get it right. If you are going to do that, of course, make the death date a future date, or else this joke would have never happened. No done? So I used to live with a vegetarian, because obviously I hadn't done enough shit wrong in my life. Every day I used to get home and I'd open up a burger or something and just be eating, and he'd always walk in and he'd be like, "Oh, you know you are what you eat." Which explains why I was such a pussy in high school. And a bit of a dick now. But it did change my opinion on vegetarians, because I used to think that they're all, stuck up, hippy dippy fucking dickheads, and it turns out that some people just do it because it makes them feel better than you. So it's not all black and white there. But I do kind of like vegetarians now, I don't really mind them, but the one thing that really gets me is, the PETA activists, the real vegan guys. They still piss me off, because I remember once I was eating at a KFC, and all of a sudden this PETA activist rocks in and goes, "Did you know that all the chickens here were killed before they got here?" Oh, thank fuck for that. I think you're seriously underestimating how high the people behind this counter are. Like, I hardly trust them to get my fucking order right, let alone pluck and kill a chicken. And somewhere that's full of teenagers. and full of farm animals, one of those chickens gets fucked between the wings. And that's not the kind of shit I want to think about when I got juice dribbling down my chin. I actually got a bit of advice from my brother the other day. He said he wanted to give me some dating advice, which was weird because I've been dating the same girl for 5 years, but better late than never. But he said to me, Kieran, you should always treat your girlfriend like you treat your car. Treat her nice, keep her well in check, and she'll be with you for years to come. Now I should explain to you all why that is bullshit. Firstly, whenever my mates get a new car, not one of them minds me taking it for a test drive. Secondly, I have no problem whatsoever with all my mates being crammed inside my car. Thirdly, my car doesn't leak fluid for 3 days straight every month. Yeah, and fourthly and finally, I can go to the boot of my car, open it up and shove whatever I want in there without having to be my birthday. My girlfriend and my car are almost nothing alike. In fact, the only similarities that my girlfriend and my car have is that when I started driving, I was driving a sexy little sleek sports car. Now I'm stuck in a fucking van. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing comedy for a while now, and I've tended to meet a few comedians that don't really like telling raunchy or bad, rude jokes like that. And it's not as much as they don't find them funny. It's just the fact that they think that if they tell the wrong joke to the wrong person, someone's going to punch them after the gig. So I thought this was a great time just to let everyone here know that I am actually yellow belt in Taekwondo. Yeah. So what that basically means is if I piss off someone here and they decide to come up and punch me so hard that I hit the ground, I know how to roll on that ground safely without further injuring myself. Not even worth it. I can guarantee you'll only hear two sounds. You hit me saying, hey, the fuck did you hit me for? Quietly rolled away to safety. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll end on this last one. Every time I do a gig like this, the number one thing that I love to do is hang around and talk to the audience after a gig, because I figure you all wasted your time listening to me. The least I can do is pretend to care about you. But I just want to say, if anyone here does want to come up, maybe give me a compliment or something after, that's awesome. But do me a favour. Just quickly stop and just think, is this going to be a compliment? Because I was doing another gig in Hawaii not too long ago, and this guy came up to me afterwards and he goes, man, you are like one of the best comedians in Australia. And that's really fucking cool to hear. And then I started talking to him a bit. It's like, oh, so what other Australian comedians do you know? Because I don't know any other Australian comedians. Yeah, yet I'm only still one of the best. That means there's a bunch of fucking people at home he's never heard of, but he's 100% sure that they're better than me. Cheers, fuckhead. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for that. I hope you have a wonderful night.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Well, I